That night you couldn't sleep. It didn't seem odd that you were in the garden alone like usual. For the past few weeks, Kurogiri was hardly around to take care of Tomura, and then you remembered that you had seen Tomura in his room. During the evening you would play games with Tomura, but for the whole day you were with All For One. In that moment you heard the sound of your cell phone on the bench. What you heard on the other end as you answered were gunshots. Hearing the sound made you worry, and then you finally heard Kurogiri's voice. Tomura needs you. The heroes are after him. Kurogiri, what is your location? Please say something. We are near the bank. After hearing those few words, you ran to the control room, then looked at every location that was near a bank. In one of those screens, the image was almost faded in the light. Half the screen you seen a familiar face. This hero was going to be a problem, knowing full well how strong this person was. Even without using their quirk, you had to go help Kurogiri, and this was going to be hard. Leaving Tomura, Kurogiri, especially All For One. Without another thought, you left the room using the portal that had been left behind. In your old hero gear, then a mask if damaged, you would lose your memories. I'll always love you, All For One. Having been teleported close to where Kurogiri and Tomura were, you ran to the other side of the alley to where the police and Aizawa were. At the most, you wanted Tomura to get away safely and Kurogiri. The police tried to stop you, but it was no use. Targeting their vital points with throwing knives, throwing aid at the same time, it was a walk in the park. Then the last person was Aizawa. Looking at him now, felt like you were back in a world that hurt you. That's when you heard his voice again. Show your face already. If you turn me in and let them go, fine, then remove your mask. Only reaching your mask slowly as tears stain your face, then pressing a button on the side. That was when you were shot in your shoulder, then your left leg as you dropped to your knees, and the last shot hit your mask, shattering it to pieces. Laying on the ground on your side, Aizawa looking around, then ran over to you once he knew that no one was preparing to shoot again. Aizawa looked at the shattered mask, and when he saw your face, Aizawa couldn't believe it was you. He picked you up and then took you to the nearest hospital. After you were admitted and being treated, he called Endeavor. To Aizawa's surprise, Endeavor picked up the phone. There better be a good reason that you're calling, Aizawa. Todoroki, you better come to the hospital. They're here and alive. I'll be there and thank you. Hanging up the phone, Enji got up from where he was laying on the floor, having not slept the past few days. Changing his clothes, then grabbing his jacket, then left the apartment with the ring box in his coat. When Enji seen you in the hospital bed, he noticed that you had an IV and that you were using a breathalyzer. The doctor had told him about your injuries. At least they weren't serious, and that you would be asleep for a month. Enji held your hand in his, the ring he gave you still on your finger. I can't wait for them to wake up. The doctor then left as Aizawa spoke to Endeavor as he stood by the window. What about the people they attacked? I'm sorry, Aizawa. I have them back now. No one else matters. You really would do anything for them, would you, Todoroki? And it's true. Take care of them now.